Hello and welcome to Blasted Rock. We're in the Worldwide People's Championships under 1500 division, or is it under 1700? It's the third division from the top, the second one from the bottom. And this is a final. In case people aren't familiar with the format, there's a champion for each division who has to defend every week, and then there's usually a small tourney to decide who the challenger is. However, a lot of times that tourney doesn't happen, and then there's just a challenger. At the same time, the champions do have the option to defend as many times as they want. In this one, Taquito is the champion. I think he's been a champion for the last couple of weeks. And that's actually another thing that'd be really nice to see, kind of the history. Used to have a website about 2 years ago for this charity where I kept track of all the champions, how many times they defended, who they defended against. I still have all that information, but I'd like to kind of get that all updated. Morax is the champion. He continues to improve. Yeah, I think in a couple more months he will be one of the top 20 players if he keeps playing. But at this point he's got a fairly big challenge. And this best of 5 format, it is a bit skewed toward the champion. 3 of the maps can be chosen by the champion, Taquito in this case, but 2 of the maps can be chosen by the challenger, Morax, and the challenger chooses the first and the fourth map. You can see usually the person who chooses the map has a better plan, but this missed opportunity by Taquito could have easily reclaimed that. But nice aggression with Aeon. Also Aeon versus EF, I would give an advantage to Aeon in this one. Single tank battles, definitely go to Aeon if there's micro. Plus this flak in the middle from Civs prevents early bomber harass, which is really a good way to counter your tank. So this battle typically becomes a massive Tech 1 land battle with the positioning of the ACU being critical. Yeah, this will be interesting if the tank can save the engineer from the flare. Yep. Looks like that flare missed a big opportunity. This will result in a mass ejector and perhaps even a Hydra later on. Another Aurora moving in from Morax. Try to maybe correct this missed opportunity. 150 health on an engineer. Aurora, 140 health. And people still think Aeon's OP. That's what the little bit of range will do for you. Of course, this unit can outrange the ACU at its maximum range. Can also do a little bit of dancing to dodge some shots. Is considered dominant by a lot of people. It is dominant when it's microed. Here a bit of yeah, that really shouldn't have happened. Those Auroras should have retreated. Aggressive tanks will deny a Hydra. 2 ACUs to the same top side. That should be interesting. We're also seeing a lot of Lobos, a lot of Artie mixed in by Taquito. That's typically the way to counter. Oh, this is very quick to the mid. You can see Morax definitely looked at this map. People really neglect the civs for way too long, but it looks like he will go ahead and take all this mass. That's going to be a lot of reclaim. And if he really wants to take advantage of the reclaim, he needs more power. At this point, Morax, he's got plenty of power for what he's doing. But if he starts reclaiming, starts upgrading, he's going to stall. He's already got so much in the bank. Taquito, meanwhile, way too much power, so he should be the one reclaiming and upgrading and building. But at this point, look at this, 8 Tech 1 land factories. That's massive Tech 1 land spam. He decided not to do anything weird, and looks like the middle has been found out, and that engineer didn't get this 1000 mass, so Taquito has a chance to steal. 12 kills in the ACU, 3 kills in the ACU. Throughout this game so far, it looks like Morax has had the better planning in the those flares, the middle, things like that. However, there has been a lot more aggression from Taquito. Yeah. And I believe Taquito is also a newer player. I don't think I've seen him for I definitely seen him last few months, but I haven't seen him before. So it's either a Smurf or a new player. Playing very well. We're seeing blazes, so no obsidians. Blaze, you can make it much quicker, it's much faster, much better for raiding. Perhaps, yeah, the better unit against Tech 1, no overkilling. Then against Tech 2, you want the Obsidian to just destroy Tech 2 land. Now for Taquito at 420, 440 power, he is getting upgrade, which is on the right side. And if I can't see how much resources this thing is using, I can never remember for sure what exactly that is. Looks like, yeah, he's getting Tech 2 engineering, mass stalling. Tech 2 PD up on top from Morax, so you can see, yeah, he doesn't have to expend any of his land units to the top to defend. He's got his entire top expansion. Actually, both players have really grabbed the map very quickly, and the major strategic point now is this massive mass field, where you see Tech 1 versus Tech 2 on both sides actually, and Tech 2 PD creep. So you're going to see a Tech 2 ACU try to stop perhaps this PD creep. Morax is going to get the gun. So gun ACU in front of a bunch of T2 PDs, as we're seeing 2 support factories plus the main HQ. Morax slightly ahead on mass, very nice balance. And Taquito, he's got the gun. Oh, what? Alright, I thought he was Tech 2, but we're gonna see 2 ACUs with guns. Looks like this is a double gun. At least I know he's got the rate from Morax. But this push from Taquito is going in quite deep. It is a lot of Tech 1 and quite a few blazes now. I think they should be able to stop this. Engineer from Taquito. Looks like the middle has been reclaimed, but quite a bit left over, plus some mass extractors. Let's look at these numbers. 6400 reclaim Morax, 5400, 1000 advantage to Taquito, and a lot of that 1000's coming from here. If Morax can successfully counterattack, he does have to be aware of these 2 Tech 2 PDs. Probably wants to get a couple mobile missile launchers. Morax with his highly upgraded ACU, very ineffective. Maybe he'll begin to probe a little bit. Taquito, cruise missile launcher. And yeah, this is what you got to do. When you move to the Tech 2 stage, you don't want to waste mass on Tech 1 units. So if you're Taquito here and you're mass stalling like that, you just got to reclaim your Tech 1 factories. No reason to have that. The mass in one of these factories, 240 mass, pretty much will buy you a pillar, and you'll have a little bit left over. A pillar plus an engineer. So it is quite a bit of build capacity, but when you need the mass, you gotta reclaim. You don't want to get attached to your units. You gotta be willing to sacrifice them. It's not the units who win. It's your entire war machine. Cruise missiles up in the air. Any TMD? I see no TMD. Tech 2 mass extractors getting sniped. Morax now behind on mass. Actually, maybe he is not. It's just he's in a power stall. Yeah, not enough power. And this is where if Taquito was to scout and look at the situation, he knows he's denied a Hydra. Actually, both players denied a single Hydra. You have all these pigeons which are really close together, and you have 3 or 4 cruise missiles. Is it better to snipe the Tech 2 mass extractors, which you can see Morax, he's not having mass problems, so this problem is definitely a major problem. This is definitely a good move, but did it really kill Morax? If Taquito was to snipe all the power plus the Hydra, and he could have easily done it with 4 or 5 cruise missiles, this game would be over, because this would be a critical Hydra. So if you have really good intel and you know exactly where all the power structures of an enemy is, and you can take the power down to 20 to 40, that's much better than any other move that you can do, because it takes such a long time to recover. Of course, another good move is just to kill Morax ACU. So the last few minutes have just kind of been a build-up. Morax, so much reclaim. Yeah, that snipe wasn't really a big deal. Taquito though has now caught up. And where is this gonna go? This is gonna hit the ACU. One more. Yeah, and I think that canceled the Tech 2 upgrade. Morax moved out of the way. So far this has been the best unit in the game. 4 Tech 2 max projectors plus hitting the ACU, preventing it from finishing an upgrade. Taquito also ahead on power, and perhaps we'll see a little bit of air in this one. And this is actually a map where drops can be quite successful. Drop it in behind here, deny the max projectors, drop it in here, drop it in here. Going around the outside, always a good move. Well, not always, but often. This is a very good looking force. This is a lot of obsidians. If these PDs go down, these Tech 1s and these Tech 2s, I think this force can go ahead and run over. Another thing Morax could perhaps try to do is, you see there's nothing in the middle. So you could sneak through and use these walls to protect yourself from all these PDs. And of course you can always recover. If there's an assault on your base, you can recover with these units. And it looks like Taquito is the first one to make a move. Morax trying to put up some PDs, and I don't think that was a good move from Taquito. He does not have a superior, except if he kills Morax, which he doesn't, because the obsidians came and just dominated. So what has happened here is Taquito got his ass kicked, leaving a whole bunch of reclaim. So Taquito, I think, was firmly ahead, but with this massive gift of mass, it is pretty awesome. Every single cast I say stupid things like very, 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 and this one I'm saying massive mass over and over. What the hell is FML? Missile launcher. F missile launcher. EFTMD. This is firmly in the Tech 2 stage with mobile missile launchers. Trying to overpower each other's defenses. And if these PDs go down, this Obsidian's force will take map control easily. Let's check out Morax now. 14,000 reclaim, Taquito 10,000. And that last 4,000 has been that recent gift. In terms of power, Morax has also surpassed Taquito. He's got the Tech 2 power here. Couple TMDs. Looks like he rebuilt the right to Tech 2. No problem. And now you can see as soon as that PD went down, there's one more left that goes down as well. The Obsidians move in, and more emergency PDs going up. This is where you want to follow up with some engineers. And Tech 3 land. Taquito with the shield. So, wow, this is escalating. Tech 3 land and the shielded ACU with gun. This ACU from Taquito can cause a lot of damage. Oh, and it's very, very timely. That prevented a complete disaster. It looks like maybe power problems from Taquito. No, not anymore. Needs to turn that shield back on. See, that sucks. Oh no. Brutalizing obsidians. 360 mass per obsidian. This is thousands and thousands of investments. And one thing you never want to do against any of the Tech 2 stage, or actually any stage, stand still. That Tech 2 mobile missile launchers, if they hit your ACU, they can really cause a lot of damage. Very good against stationary targets. Very peaceful on the top. And this is perhaps where Morax can consider moving down with his ACU, doing some ACU on ACU action, because his units are just kind of outgunned here. I imagine that Taquito has 46. And if you have an advantage in land, you gotta not assault the same side as the ACU. Use your ACU to defense to prevent this from coming in, and then use these units on the other side. You can see how effective Tech 3 and Tech 3 already would be here. You can snipe these, snipe that, and then roll in. But you don't want to be facing the ACU. The ACU is just 5,000 power, and it kills your very expensive Harb. And I think that's what Morax is going to begin to do. However, if you just leave with everything, then Taquito will just walk into your base and kill you. That's why you got to take the ACU on the other side. Aeon A on TMD, not that good at stopping MMLs because it just redirects them, so they'll still hit your shield. UEF TMD, for as bad as it is actually pretty good against MMLs. It's pretty rapid fire. Not very good against strong missiles like ACU missiles. But looks like Taquito, with a strange move, he decided to move out of this position. Perhaps he felt afraid. And of course, if you feel afraid, then you beat yourself. And Morax, yeah, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. You know, it's very true in Supreme Commander. Well, actually, it's not true at all. But back to the game, you can see this another huge gift from Taquito to Morax. It looks like as if he wants to have this game go on as far as possible. Yeah, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, is what you tell people who you're trying to sell something to. In this case, it's only one of the factors in Supreme Commander. Scouting is the most important thing. That sucks. Taquito moving back, and then these overcharges from Taquito have been absolutely brutal. More power from Morax, and if he has that much power, what is he going to use it for? When you got an ACU like that, that's brave and going to the front line, tech to air, and have 3 or 4 mercies sitting in the corner. Taquito hasn't been very aggressive with his air, so you have a good chance of saving them, and at the right moment just hit that ACU and kill it. As we see Percy's, Tech 3 land now from Taquito, and Percy should be able to kill the Harb if it stays out of range, but if the Harbs get close. And a bit of a disaster, the ACU. Taquito running through, and this is where it was a really nice assault from Morax. He used the RD to kill the weak defense and just roll through, use the walls. And good targeting, taking out power. You gotta take out this power storage, although so much. You don't stand getting hit by but this has been a devastation. Morax with that assault, he really took Taquito back. 680 power left, took out a whole bunch of power as well. Sorry, mass. Yeah, I think this was a Tech 3 mass extractor that was taken out. Bunch of dead Harbs, and the rate at which Taquito could possibly recover from this is how much engineering he's got, but he doesn't really have that much, and it just takes time to rebuild. But you can see this eco, it really sucks where there are no mass extractors left. There's one here going to Tech 3, which is not getting shelled, which sucks. Yeah, but a complete collapse from Taquito. I gotta say, Taquito had this, except for the multiple gifts that he gave. In general, UEF is a very good defensive faction. What Taquito tried to do at the Tech 2 stage was assault with the pillars and ran into obsidians, and of course that was a gift. Another thing with the ACU, he allowed Morax to take what really wasn't his. Perhaps he was a bit afraid. And now I think it is going to be the end. But Taquito isn't going to die without leaving a couple more very big overcharges. And the shield's back. Okay. Damn. I think we all saw what happened there. That was a very, very big force getting hit really hard. Wouldn't have made a difference, but and look at this. Ooh. That was a bounty on your life, and somebody's about to collect it. All right, so let's move on to the next game. First game taken by the challenger. The next 2 maps will be chosen by Taquito. And actually, let's look at statistics. Mass. Yeah, something happened here. A gift. Minute 23. You can look back and see what happened there. Some more gifts. But until then, it was actually, yeah. Energy. Yeah, Taquito ran away with that until he got assaulted right there.